and gentlemen, he hails from Atlanta, Georgia. He weighed in at 380 pounds. He is the largest orangutan in captivity. He is also the NCW champion. Give it up and get loud for Big Andy!
The Landmark faithful letting their opinions be heard. They love this man, Big Andy, the current NCW Heavyweight Champion, and rightfully so.
Big Andy. Security over there to get people away from Mr. Bacardi.
Big Andy all smiles here at the sight of Benny Bacardi in a cage, and Ryan Staples all to himself. If you're Ryan Staples in this match, you don't have Benny Bacardi at ringside. How do you prep for an opponent like Big Andy in a match with this sort of stipulation?
I don't really know. I couldn't know the answer to that question because every time we've seen Ryan Staples, or Owen Parker for that matter, they've always been able to steal a win with the help of Benny Bacardi. And now that lifeline, that their number one tactic has been entirely depleted. So I'm almost interested to see what they come up with, how they will admittedly break the rule book next.
Big Andy calling for the respect for that NCW Heavyweight Championship, wanting it to be shown off to the crowd. Staples gesturing
when
for
it'll
the title
get
here.
respect when it gets a new champion. That's when it'll get respect. See, that is the face of a champion right there.
Referee here taking control back of the match. I feel like if you're Staples in this situation, your first and foremost objective, get Big Andy on the ground and get up that pole and grab those brass knuckles to try and equalize this thing. Similar to the last match, you don't want to strength on strength with a guy like Big Andy.
Absolutely. I mean, the problem with Big Andy is that there's no clear weakness in his game. He has the size, he has the strength, he has the speed, and he certainly has the wrestling chops to back up everything he says. Staples is definitely fighting an uphill battle here. But of course, if he gets those brass knuckles, we've seen what Staples can do with him. It put Big Andy out before at the last show. It could happen again, which is a dreadful thought.
No, I think it's actually a very nice thought. It's a very warm thought.
I don't
Maybe Christmas can come early here.
I don't particularly enjoy what you're thinking, Tristan.
Nice collar and elbow tie up to start there, but a hip toss by Big Andy, and going back to the well again. Just ragdolling Ryan Staples here.
I mean, the strength of Big Andy is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, this man is all power, but Ryan Staples doesn't quite have what it takes to lift Andy over, getting a headbutt for his troubles.
You got to respect the attempt, but you also understand that that was not a very good decision on the part of Staples. Big Andy taking some time to yuck it up here with the crowd.
Andy outweighs Staples by at least 100 pounds. And look, little timeout. He deserves it.
Back to another collar and elbow tie up here by Staples. He's got to hope that this one goes better than the last one, but.
Hey, it didn't go down.
Big Andy just jiving these shots off here with little shoulder bounces.
Big Andy approaches wrestling like most people would approach a concert. Just fun, energy, and in a situation like this, all business.
You mean the same way he approaches a buffet?
The same thing could be said about you, Tristan.
I am very slim and trim, thank you very much.
You want to talk? Hold on.
Did I just see a pig fly?
Big Andy got off of his feet for a massive drop kick.
Perhaps the world's largest drop kick. Very seldom do we see Big Andy leave his feet for anything other than a splash, but incredible drop kick there.
Staples trying to pick his entry wisely. He knows well enough that you have to be careful when you enter the ring during a match.
Well, there's no countouts. He can take his time right now.
Luckily in his case, Big Andy's the type to give you the respect to allow you to get into the ring, but just letting out a guttural yell here.
Andy means business. Andy is here to fight. Andy's here to win. Staples has done nothing but screw him over these past few months. And
creative winning, thank you very much.
Well, whatever it is, Andy's sick of it. Andy seems to be looking for the brass knuckles here.
You have to
hope he has to pile on that pole.
You have to hope that our ring crew together put this ring together well here. Big Andy, 380 pounds, just an absolutely massive individual, but Staples there wisely cutting Big Andy off the ropes.
Massive headbutt to Staples. Just dropping him.
Ryan's got to get away. It creates some separation. Hell, go out and grab a chair if you want. There's other disqualifications, apparently.
That's a good point, Tristan.
And right in the handbag.
The brass knuckles, the focus of this match, but it is no disqualification, so that's not the only weapon you can utilize, but perhaps these men have a bit of tunnel vision trying to get to the knucks first.
Well, I mean, the brass knuckles are effective. You saw it in the last at the last show.
Wait. All right, we got it wrong. Been informed by the general manager that the brass knuckles are the only thing that's legal, apparently.
I'll tell you what was legal. That massive chokeslam from Big Andy, just dropping Staples, seemingly out cold.
This image here akin to King Kong scaling the Empire State Building is Big Andy scaling the pole to try to get those brass knucks.
But Staples right there, able to deliver a shot to the knee.
This is how you win a match with a guy like Big Andy. You chop down the base and you try to keep him on the ground. But Big Andy, again, still not knocked down, just a little dazed.
If Mr. McCarty was close by, he would tell Ryan to focus on the knee, focus on the leg, because the big man can't climb with a bad wheel.
Oh, that's very much true, but Andy still in this fight. Massive clothesline to Staples. Andy still with all that energy from earlier in the match, and he's lost none of it. Massive elbow drop. My, oh my.
Andy calling off the pin there after the elbow.
You said not yet, which might be pretty stupid.
It would be scary if I was Ryan Staples. If I was Staples in this situation, I'd want this match to end as quickly as possible. The longer it goes, the worse it is. Just that massive right hand just dropped Ryan Staples almost out cold.
See, now he's just showing off. This is all legal. And whoa! And unfortunately, that big ass coming running at you is legal too.
I mean, it absolutely is, and it has absolutely put Ryan Staples in a bad way here.
Big Andy with the shaky knees here, just reveling in this beatdown he's laying on Ryan Staples.
I wonder if Staples even knows where he's at. Oh, he clearly knows where he's at with that,
well, yeah,
that
he just
sign
told me
language.
you're number one.
Staples ever defiant, throwing the
You are number one in my heart.
Big Andy obviously number one in the heart of all these fans. Staples throwing a mighty swing.
Look at the fight in Ryan Staples. Look at the heart. He wants desperately to be the new NCW Heavyweight Champion.
Yes, but look at how badly he missed.
No, he didn't miss that eye right now, did he? But as legal as a headlock.
Massive insecurity to the side of the head.
He didn't get it all. Unfortunately, he did not get it all.
That's true. He didn't get all of it, but still, it's enough to shake Andy off or into the ropes at the very least.
It's a great ring awareness there by Andy, not wanting to go down, not wanting to give Staples the advantage, turning around and falling into the ropes to hold himself up. But Staples here trying to climb the pole while Big Andy's still on his feet.
Massive double axe handle to the back. Let's look at this now.
I'm sorry. I don't have a key.
Big Andy with a one-arm power bomb.
I can't. Rodney still has it. I know.
Tristan, for context, Tristan arguing or perhaps conversating with Benny McCarty here. Obviously, as you said, Tristan, there's not much you can do to help Benny McCarty. There's not much anyone else can do to help Benny McCarty.
I was told by the general manager I cannot interfere. I cannot go help Mr. McCarty, which is bull.
Sort of almost maniacal laugh there of Andy and a shake of the head.
Andy's taking pleasure in all of this torture that he's had put on him by Staples. Andy isn't just fighting for himself. He's fighting for Rodney Hicks. He's fighting for these Terry Lawler. He's fighting for the Landmark faithful. He has everyone behind him.
Oh, the hell who he's fighting for. Ryan, go get up and climb.
Staples there with perhaps the first true drop of Big Andy since this match started, and just grasping and clawing his way to the corner, trying to get up to those brass knucks.
He's calling for Owen Parker.
I said was calling.
There we go. No disqualification.
Owen Parker just laying these boots in here along with Staples. A wise move utilizing the no disqualification stipulation here.
There you go. Owen, stay on him and let Ryan go up and climb the thing and just punch him in the mouth.
This is just disgraceful.
No, it's not.
I mean,
No disqualification.
Ryan Staples and Owen Parker are the masters of highway robbery. Now look at this Owen Parker locking Andy in a front face lock, holding him down.
Tristan, perhaps they heard you from over here in the booth. Owen Parker.
He's got it.
Ryan Staples has gotten the brass knuckles from the top of the pole.
He can use them.
Owen now trying to hold Andy back.
Oh,
Ryan
no.
swings and Andy moves.
He dropped the nuts.
Owen,
He dropped the nuts.
Owen Parker might be dead after that shot. And Tristan, to your point, Staples no longer with those brass knuckles, and Big Andy with them now.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Andy reeling back. Ryan begging for forgiveness. Andy throwing the brass knuckles away. Opting for a bionic elbow instead.
Oh.
Big splash. This could be
put
it.
many men way here.
Oh, damn it.
Big Andy is still your NCW Heavyweight Champion.
What a travesty.
Your winner and still NCW Champion,
I tell you,
the largest orangutan in captivity, Big Andy!
I mean, you've got to love this. Staples
No.
and Parker foiled, their plans foiled by the craftiness of Big Andy, able to move out of the way.
You know what? I'm not going to sit here and watch this. You idiots wrap this up. This is disgusting.